All right, what's up, YouTube? I said that I thought today would be a good day for me to get out to the park and kind of woosah a little bit. And the reason why is that I'm just gonna talk about some annoyances, but I thought that today would be a good day in between for me to come out to the park and actually try to take care of business. This is a park that I used to go to a long time ago. When I used to come out here, nobody knew about it, but unfortunately, none of my kind knew about it anyway. So unfortunately, they found it and they're here. I'm gonna tell you a little bit about some of the annoyances, some of the things that I noticed. Being in this type of lifestyle, which is a little bit different. Um, One thing I have to say about my life, I'm very happy about, where I am, who I am, and how I'm getting along in life. Now, the only thing that kind of makes it a little different, the only thing that causes any type of discomfort about it is sometimes you know that the majority of people live a different way, and the way that they look at you may be in an unfavorable light. And it's solely because they know that you're living in this manner that's different than them. If you've ever read the book The Invisible Man by Ralph Richard Ellison or somebody like that, it's the African American book, not the other one by the other guy. But if you ever read that book, you kind of understand. It's like people want to feel that their standard of success is validated. And if you live in a manner that's totally different than theirs, then what you do is you degrade their standard of success. Now, I came out here, and I'm not gonna lie, I had a ginormous bag it's here by my feet, and actually, it's more ginormous than that. Everything is out of it. It basically consisted of my laptop, my clipboard, my papers, my little rolling cart, my rolling cart, which I carry everywhere with me. And even if I don't have much, when you carry a rolling cart and you carry it daily, it draws eyeballs. What I'm going to tell you is this. So I got on a bus, everything's okay. And since I was coming out to the park and I know it's going to be hot, I was going to wear something rough and rugged and barely there because it's hot. Okay. And, you know, nothing out of the ordinary, really. Got on the bus with all my stuff. And when I got off, the guy was telling me how to get to the park. I already knew because this is like my hangout spot. Well, it used to be a long time ago. So I got here, and it's funny how when you see yourself through other people's eyes, because I got here, and at first it always feels weird because you know that you have a lot of stuff, and you know because you have a lot of stuff that people have their preconceptions of you and that type of thing. And so I got to the little shelter area, and I wanted to do this one because I needed to charge my computer, I needed to charge my phone, I needed to make some phone calls, and I didn't feel like putting on a whole bunch of clothes to go nowhere. You know what I'm saying? So I got to the place, started charging. The computer part was charged up, and I was like, I gotta make some phone calls. But really, I ate my brunch, or whatever you want to call it, and it's actually time for me to charge again. But there's a guy playing a guitar under there, so I'm not gonna be able to. And I really wanted to vlog. I haven't done that in a very long time, and so I said that's the perfect place to do it. Nobody's there, but unfortunately, somebody is there. Somebody has found out about it. Um, So, and he's playing guitar, and it's pretty bad. And I don't know if I think it's bad because I know that he's probably homeless or indigent, or if I think it's bad because it's bad. And the fact that the person, and I'm gonna say this, the way that you think, and I was listening, half listening to Napoleon, the guy that talked about success. He had a lot of good points, but I was half listening, like I said. But some parts that I picked up that reaffirmed themselves in me is that the way that you think about yourself affects how others think about you. Like when this man he came out again, the same. I was watching myself from the outside and watching him. He had a big old suitcase. He was like hurriedly trying to take everything out, and he felt awkward about it because the way that his body language was. He wouldn't look up, and he was like real stiff and doing what he was doing. Like, he knew that he was doing things that people would see would be out of the norm, and he didn't want to attract attention because of it, but he knew that it would, but there's nothing he could do about it. So I know that feeling. So he's unpacking his suitcase, and yeah, it's rude to watch. I was kind of half watching, and he's taking out his shoes and towel and stuff to dry in the sun. And then when he pulls out his guitar, he gets a little more comfortable. But the thing about it is that as he's playing his guitar, as he's playing his guitar, he's really not doing a good job. And I hope it don't thunder and rain. It sounds like it is. But it's not really good, but he's comfortable now, He's in his own limelight now. He looks normal because he's gotten into his comfort zone. And that's the difference of what makes the difference between people that are, and I'll just say, I don't know how to say it. I don't know the proper word to say it. I don't want to say homeless, but I want to say outside of society. You walk kind of outside of societal norms, not in a way that's harmful to yourself or anyone else, but in a way that's noticeably different. Now, again, I really do recommend that you read The Invisible Man by Ralph Richard Ellison, or maybe it's just Ralph Ellison, but you know, and it's so sad how they took that book off the market and took the name away from it. But so I'm laying here, and as I'm laying here, there's like a tour van that pulls up, and I'm just like, okay, it's like a little minivan, a community bus, really is what it is. And I'm thinking there's people in the community in it. They're gonna drop them off to the bathroom. The guy stopped a little bit, then continued on, maybe because there's a woman, black lady laying out in the grass with papers and shit all around her. So I'm like, okay, whatever. I'm trying to take care of my business. Whatever it is exactly what it is. And so the guy continues on, and eventually, um, I guess the driver maybe finished dropping off whoever he has to drop off. He has to go to the bathroom. Obviously, that's probably where he had to go to begin with, but he didn't want to stop there because he felt it was just odd that this woman is laying out in the grass, you know. So he eventually goes, and I look up to see who's walking, and I'm like right in the pathway, so there's no way to avoid me. So it's not his fault. But I'm looking to see who it is. He's looking at me like, you looking at me, I'm looking at you. So it's that thing, and I feel self-conscious about it because I am laying out here in the middle of the middle of the grass and when I was growing up, this was stuff that people do, picnics and stuff. But now that I've gotten older, I think because times have changed, I don't know if the acceptability of it has changed, because I really don't see people doing it anymore except homeless people. So I don't know if that's the impression that's given when you do that. But I enjoy it. I love nature and the outdoors, and that's what I do. So, anyways, that's that. And so I'm gonna just go backwards about things that piss me off. And then I know, like, people do things and whatever in the park, and there's two cars that have come up so far. Nobody's gotten out to go to the bathroom or anything like that. They're just sitting there, and that's what pissed me off and prompted me to turn on the camera. I don't know, what the deal is, but if they're parking or whatever they're doing, you know, I mean, it's just kind of weird. So, but I guess it's weird for me sitting here, but I was sitting here first. So, okay, just working backwards. Okay, jobs. So what I was doing today, I contacted, the one guy said he was gonna pay me. I don't know if he is or not. I did text him. He never texted me back. I will call him probably in the next hour or so just to see what's going on with that. And my connection or whatever reception has not been so good. So that's going to be a detriment too. But I'm going to ask anyway because he said. And I said I was going down there, but I'm not going down there dressed like this. And then I have to stop and drop all that stuff. But I did follow up on the resume that I sent for the temp agency. They couldn't hear me at all. It was absolutely horrible. So finally, I got in contact with somebody that started running me around the office. Phone got disconnected, this, that, and the other. And a few days ago, they should have just let me come on in then and do what I had to do. But I had, and then I was working at this place, and uh, okay, working at this place that the guy said he was gonna pay me, if I worked the full 6 days, and I didn't. I didn't make it. I came the first day really late. The second day I worked the whole like 10 hours straight, no lunch, nothing. The third day I worked half a day, and I was just like, you know what, I'm out of here. Um, so. It's really up to his discretion. But what I did do was when I left, I just told him, look, I want to thank you so much for taking a chance and letting me be here and use your desk and your phone and your space. But, I don't think it's going to work out. And I was starting to tell him, but then, you always have the idiots that are in the place that kind of, they see an opportunity for them to excel. So what they do for that opportunity is that they try to get in where they can get in where they think they'll be able to voice themselves and make themselves seen. So, the guy comes up and is like, I never thought you to be a quitter. He had nothing to do with anything. I hadn't even said anything. And so, I had to kind of segue out of that situation and get back to my focus, which was to tell the man that hired me that, it's not working out. I do think and appreciate his time. If he would be so gracious and kind to give me something for my time, I would appreciate it. Simple as that. He said he would, but he might have been bullshitting me. You know how that goes. So, the same thing with the pay for my last job. Again, the guy told me to come on Friday at 6, and I'm like, Friday at 6, nobody's gonna be there. I did a vlog on that the same day. Absolutely horrible, horrendous. So you know, that's kind of what it is. So yeah. So I was annoyed by all of that, but the things that I wanted to address is how to better handle the situation. Basically, I was there. I wanted to go, so I finished making my calls and was packing up my stuff while I was making my calls. Then I get to the desk. While I'm at the desk, the guy comes over. I'm waiting for the person that hired me so I can finish, just kind of wrap up and exit. And he's just like, I never thought you to be a quitter. He had nothing to do with the conversation that I hadn't even started with the person I was talking to. I hadn't said I was quitting or anything. That is not in my vocabulary. I only have opportunities and challenges. And he wanted me to kind of address him and the person. Actually, I need to call him now. I am gonna call him. That's the person that was the hiring person. I don't know what the situation is, but he didn't step in to say anything. You know, and so you got to learn to kind of fight back in those situations. In that situation, what I should have done, 'cause I wasn't talking to him, is but said is to him, "Excuse me, you have one, two, three, four, five, however many agents on the floor. How many of those agents have not closed the deal today? I think your time would be better used if you go to help one of them. Right now I'm taking care of business with a hiring manager." And that would have been that. There's so many different ways I could have handled it, but I did not want to address him. I was done with him, and I didn't have anything further to say to him. So, but I did address him, and I did it as professionally as I could with, um, what was given to me. So, that's that. I'm not sure why people sit there like that. That's kind of crazy. It's like, what I think though, because why would you come to a park and just like sit in your car? I mean, I don't know. Anyhow, so I was gonna upload it directly, but for whatever reason, the YouTube screen is blank, so I have to upload it from here. Those are the breaks.